Hi friends. Look, I wasn't really planning on making another upload today, but I got back from the woods, from doing my videos that I'm uploading for today. And then, I made myself something to eat and I sat down and it's like I got this message coming in. It just kept telling me, so that's why I'm here. So this this is more of a this is more of a warning than anything else for anyone who is seeking their own truth. So let me be clear here. The truth is subjective. And let me explain what I mean by that. Truth is a matter of one's own perspective. You guys may have noticed that I have a pretty unusual way of speaking compared to others out there that are like doing this type of content. The reason why I do things the way I do is because I am speaking from presence. So sometimes I'm trying to receive stuff before I am saying things because I want to make sure that everything that I say is truly meaningful and will impact people as it's supposed to. I like to watch other people's content sometimes that is related to just spiritual matters and things like this. And a lot of that stuff comes up on my feed. It's not like I'm looking for it. YouTube knows what I watch, so obviously certain things are going to pop up for me. And I just wanted to make this fair warning here for whoever watches this type of content. And I've said this before in the past, but I want to reiterate this time. We're a little bit more of a bravado, so to speak. Be very mindful of what you watch and what you are consuming. There seems to be a great number of people out here on this platform that are nothing more than performers. Not only that, there are people out here who are basically, how do I say this? They are refusing to heal their own trauma, their own issues, and that is notably visible on someone. Okay? So, you folks have to be very mindful. Use your intuition, use your discernment, use your gut when you're listening to certain people. This is not myself here judging others. I want to make that very, very clear. I am speaking my own truth here. When I speak about these matters, I speak with purpose and with meaning. And I'm going to be quite blunt here and say it in a way that everybody understands, and forgive my language for it, but I am not talking out of my ass. There are people out here saying the most absurd things when it comes down to spirituality. I'm not going to name names, that's not my job. That's up to you to figure that out and discern and understand that not everyone out here talking about this spiritual aspects of ourselves have your best interest in mind. You know who does? You do. It is your job to understand that better than anybody else. So when you come across people out here that are saying ridiculous and absurd things like, if I think I am enlightened, I'm enlightened. And that's just one example, okay? Make sure you run away from that type of person, like you're running from the devil himself. Because that is one of the most absurd statements that I have ever heard anyone ever say in my life. If you have one tiny bit of understanding of how much of a colossal task and job and work it is to work on yourself sometimes and heal deeply wounded aspects of your own psyche, among many other things, childhood trauma, you name it. I've been through a lot, my friends. When I speak about these things, I'm speaking about my personal experience. People coming out here and saying things like this, they're only hurting others. They're not helping in any way. If thinking about being enlightened would make you enlightened, then we would be living in a whole world of ascended spiritual masters. And that's not the case, because that's a lie, period. Be very careful, be very mindful of what you consume. Some people out here are truly delusional. And I'm not joking. And if this is hurting someone's feelings, I honestly do not care. Because like I said before, I am speaking from presence. I'm not regurgitating here. I'm not listening to some mumbo jumbo, new age bullcrap that somebody said it somewhere, that somebody paid thousands of dollars to get some sort of ridiculous thing stating that they are something that they are not. Be very careful with this type of traps that exist out here, okay? You should use your own discernment, your own understanding of what spirituality means for yourself. And you are in charge of that yourself, nobody else. That is your job. So if you hear some absurd statements like this, and many others that I have seen quite recently, it's just absurd. Don't listen to these people. They don't deserve your energy. Instead, look within yourself. Sit with yourself. Whether it is in the woods, relaxing by a healthy tree, or a river stream flowing. Listen to creation itself. Let it speak to you. Allow your own silence, your own void, to give you the answers that you are seeking. Don't take my word for it, because I can promise you one thing: I will never be saying absurd things like, if I think I'm enlightened, I'm enlightened. Like some people that I've seen out here saying the most ridiculous and absurd, deluded statements. That is not spirituality. That is new age garbage. Don't fall for that. You're better than that. You're smarter than that. You know better than anybody else that that's not true. An easier way of figuring these things out, if you have issues filtering through it, sometimes this is what I do. It works for me. It may not work for everybody else. Because, like I said, the truth is a matter of perspective. It can be very subjective sometimes. And my truth may not be your truth. There's also that. Because your truth is your own. So if these people want to believe these things, let them. But don't let them make you think that way, because then you're only hurting yourself. You're going to be causing hurdles that are completely unnecessary for your own development. Listen to yourself. Listen to your heart. Listen to your soul. Allow your own silence to speak for itself. You will get all the answers that you need. This is really all I wanted to talk about. If you are present within yourself, that is really all you need to understand. All you need to understand and to get all the answers that you're looking for. You don't need some new age wannabe prophet type of person out here that is acting like a clown, having no idea what they're talking about, saying absurd things to sway you from what you should really be doing, which is looking within. You are all that you need. You are all that it is. It has always been this way. It will always be that way. And one more thing. If enlightenment, in its true meaning and representation, is as easy as some of these people that are out here talking out of their ass, how come only so few have achieved such state throughout mankind's history? Because I don't know about you, but I don't know that very many names floating around, especially in modern times. There might be many people out there claiming to be masters of this, masters of that, and they're masters of nothing. They are masters of their own foolishness, their own arrogance, and their own ego, claiming to be what they're truly not. So don't be deceived, my friends. We're living in times where even the Bible talks about some of these things. And I'm not a Bible thumper here, okay? There's a lot of truth in there, but there's also a lot of misunderstanding. And I'm going to leave it at that. So, you are all that you need. Never forget that. That is the most important piece of the puzzle. You are all that you need. And with that said, I love you all. Trust yourself and know others, because you know better than anybody else what is best for you. You have the answers. You just have to know how to look for it. It's not that hard. With all of that said, from my heart to yours, be safe, love yourself, and I will catch you on the next one.